her the time, the hour.
Everyone's here and it's time, so we'll get started. My inspiration for today's practice is kind of all over the place, I'll be honest, because that's kind of the way my weekend was. I felt a little displaced over the weekend, even though I had a couple of things planned, and it was one of those weekends where you don't want to do anything, but then you feel guilty because you're not being productive. It was like one of those things. But anyway, Saturday, everybody was busy in the house, and I was sitting out on the deck, and I started researching Rishikesh a little bit more, because Rishikesh is the yoga capital of the world. It's at the foot of the Himalayas in India, and I had planned a yoga retreat there in November. So it never hurts to go back and research a little bit more and a little bit more and use different resources, because I'm discovering the different resources I use. I find out and discover new things that we can get into. And I've already got the trip planned. But one of the things I'm most excited about is there's a section, this is near the Ganges River, which is the sacred river of India. There's a section where there's caves and the foothills. And some of these caves are where the yogic sages and rishis used to go and live and meditate and come out and do their teachings. And anyway, there's one cave in particular that's dedicated to Vasista, who is one of the original yogic sages. So Vasisthasana, our side planks stemmed from that particular sage. And so I've been excited thinking, oh, we're gonna get to go sit in the cave that he lived in, we're gonna meditate there. And I discovered there were other caves. I didn't realize that. And when I started reading about some of the other caves, this really excited me. One of them is called Jesus Cave. Ooh. And so if you know my history, some of you may not, I grew up in the Deep South, gospel preacher, minister's daughter, the youngest of 4 girls, Church of Christ, very conservative. And we were just expected to be little ducklings and fall right into the row. And I would waddle here and there, I don't know about this. And so when I took off from home at 18, I really became a spiritual seeker. I really wanted to dive in more to what was out in the world to figure out, is this truth? Is this substantial truth? And anyway, it took me on the journey that I'm still on, still trying to discover the truth. And anyway, I discovered that in India, there are a lot of places that say Jesus came to, and he studied with, and he stayed with. There's a lot of records of him being in India during the lost years. And the lost years I'm referencing between the ages of 12 and 30. So after the age of 12, and he was at the temple and his parents left him behind, and then it's all this missing information until he's 30, and then he's out as a carpenter and teaching again. And I've always been in the question of, what was he doing? What was happening? And so through my searches, I've discovered he was in India. He studied with the yogic sages and the rishis. He actually stayed at a monastery, a Buddhist monastery in India. They have records of this. So anyway, I got super excited. I'm like, so I started reading a little bit more, and evidently he was in Rishikesh, and this was the cave that he meditated in. And so it was kind of like 2 worlds colliding for me. It's like my old religious background world and my new yogic path, trying to seek truth, kind of colliding together. And I was so stoked, and now I was leaving for a concert because I bought my son tickets for his 16th birthday to go see one of his favorite band, Queens of the Stone Age. And so we're trying to listen to Queens of the Stone Age in the car, and I'm like, dude, I'm about to go meditate in the same cave as Jesus. And he's like, Mom, can we listen to the music? We're going to a show. You're always telling me to be present with this. And I'm like, okay. So I'm trying to get into it, and occasionally I look over at you during the concert. Anyway, then on the way home from the concert, we started talking about he has this potential to do this gig with his dad in Alabama, in Birmingham, and it's a big gig for him. He's going to get paid a little bit more than I would get paid in a whole month teaching. So, and he's 16, right? So I don't want to say no. I want him to go. This is a great opportunity, but at the same time, I can't drive him. And he's gonna have to drive himself if he does it, because his dad's already gonna be down there because he's doing a whole tour. Well, it's 3 hours, and he just got his license, and I'm the one like worried and blah, 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 you know, and he's like this little weird, and he's like, Mom, do you know, all the other musicians my age are smoking nicotine, smoking weed, getting drunk, and they like to spray paint the school too, by the way. And he says, I'm so much more mature than that. I don't do any of that stuff. Do you not remember my love language is the words of affirmation? Shouldn't you be encouraging me? I didn't know how to work it. He's my little guru.
Yeah.
Okay.
He sets you up for that one.
Oh, he always set me up for it. And then I'm like, no, honey. When I was a year older than you, I was like, I didn't start doing these little road trips till I was a senior, and you're a junior. And you're a young junior. Yeah, and so he's like, yeah, but Mom, you told me you were rebellious, blah, 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 blah. I was like, well, that's true. However, when I was a year older than you, I just took a little road trip down to Charlotte, which was only a 45-minute drive. And I got broken down and assaulted by a man who stopped and was supposedly my helper. And so I realized in that moment of sharing that with him, I'm like, okay, you are not me. That is not the same time frame. My experience doesn't have to be your experience.
Cars don't break down like they used to.
True. And he's got a pretty good Honda. So anyway, so I just felt like worlds kept colliding on Saturday night with different things happening. But I want you to go ahead and get in the first pose. So we're gonna get on our backs, and then I'll share the rest of this thing. Your feet are gonna walk over to the right corner of the mat, and your arms are going to sweep overhead, and you're gonna curve your upper body to the right as well. So you're basically taking the shape of a crescent moon or a banana. With this shape, please keep both heels on the floor, both sit bones on the floor, both shoulder blades on the floor. And if for whatever reason this is upsetting to your shoulders, just bring the arms down to the degree where they feel comfortable, even if it's out like T. That way you're not struggling with it. And go ahead and close your eyes and begin to do some mindful breathing. So to break away a little bit from that, and to come back to this idea of love languages. There's an idea that there's 5 love languages. Words of affirmation, gifts, acts of service, physical touch, and quality time. And typically how you give your love, how you show your love, is your love language. And whatever your love language is what you're more open to recognize and receive. Which is why it's important to know our partner's love language, our parents' love language, our children's love language, or anyone in our close circle. Because they may be giving you their love language and you may not be recognizing it or openly receiving it as such. Now, when I was thinking about this yesterday morning, coming up with the lesson plan, I realized, wow, yoga can be the ultimate love language. Because we're all taking quality time out of our busy schedules to make it a point to be here, to roll out the mat, to practice. It does use physical touch. Sometimes we're placing the hands on the body to notice the breath. Sometimes we're placing our hands at our hips to ensure that they're square. Sometimes we're hugging our knees in to give ourselves a great big hug or embrace. In yoga, we use words of affirmations. And that's something specific to blissful flow. Affirmations being words of wisdom and statements of higher truth that we want to attain. Even though there may not be a physical gift, other than getting stronger, getting more lean or flexible, getting more clarity of mind, you have the greatest gift being brought to you, and it's the gift of being present. And then the acts of service. Through this movement, through this mindfulness, you are servicing your mind, body, and spirit. On your next inhale, straighten out yourself. And as you exhale, walk your feet over to the opposite side and curve the upper body to the left as well. Now remember, it's not meant to be an overly active stretch. So if you start getting a cramp, you're doing too much. If you need to release out of the pose to form something different, listen to your body. You know what's best. Lounge here to close your eyes and retreat inward. Go inside and tap into the wisdom of your heart. Calm your mind down enough so you're able to use the wisdom of the mind to discern right from wrong, even when you're striking these poses. What is the right fit for me here? What is the right alignment for me here? How can I improve my breath here? Good, on your next inhale, you're gonna line yourself back up. Keep the arms overhead, tracking alongside your ears, but you can also separate them out like a Y shape. And on your exhale, bring the arms to circle around in front. Lift up your left leg, lift your head off the floor. You're not grabbing your leg, you're just sitting your arms ahead. Good, and then inhale, lower back down. Exhale, pick up your arms, head, neck, shoulders, right leg, draw in. And then inhale, extend your limbs and lay back down. All right, this is our new flow here, a little core contraction when we come up. And so if you're ever doing a home or personal practice, just think about what is natural with your breath. Because sometimes we may feel compelled to inhale, crunch in, or to use the abdominal muscles. But if you think about our hand touch when we're breathing diaphragmatically, the belly expands and balloons on the inhale. Thus, we need to lay back. If we're using the contraction of the core, use the natural retraction of the belly, that pumping in effect as you exhale. One more to each side. Stoking the inner fire. And then separate your body out like an X shape. We're going to do one more core exercise, but instead of working the rectus abdominis muscles in the center that we were just using, we're going to use the sidal obliques instead. So take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lift your head, right arm, left leg up, cross over your midline, and then inhale, lower back down. Exhale, pick up your right leg, left arm, and release. Now, if this strains your neck too much, Or maybe you just don't want to work the side obliques. That's your prerogative. So you can keep your head to the floor and just operate from your shoulders and hips. Love hearing the breath. You're going at a great pace. So core strength can help with our centeredness, our center of gravity, our balance, stability. All right, once you cross over to the right leg, go ahead and lay back down. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, now embrace your legs and hug them in. Keep your head grounded. Just stretch the low end of the back. Juice up the hip joints. Bring some flexibility to your knees, some compression to the belly. Affirming in your mind, I reduce all my scattered forces to rise up and away into the sky. Let's roll over to one side of the body. Let's start to pick ourselves up, and we're going to come all the way to stand. So I have a different formula for our sun salves today. So try not to get ahead thinking it's the expected, because it's not. Okay, ground your feet, spread out through your toes, and we're gonna start rooting down through the left leg especially. Bring your hands to prayer position at your heart and uplift your right knee. Flex that ankle. Grow tall through the vertebrae. Set your eyes at one stationary point. And then when you're ready, step the right foot back, splay the arms out. You're hovering over the front thigh. Look at your front knee. Make sure it's not surpassing the ankle. It's stacked right above, and it's pointed towards the center of the foot. Stay on the ball of your back foot and inhale, come up, crescent lunge. Good, exhale, drop and spill over, hover, arms out. Inhale, drawing back to crescent. Exhale, wingspans apart. Inhale, coming up crescent. We're gonna change it up here. Exhale, hands to prayer and bend your back knee pretty significantly. All right, inhale, extend your arms in the back leg. Good, exhale, hands to heart, bend the back knee. Continue, inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, take it down, ground your palms. Left foot to flying plank. Shoulder stacking over your wrist. Push the ground away from you and lock your arms. Draw the belly in towards your spine. Push out through the ball of the left foot. Now draw the left knee down to the floor. Join it with your right knee. You're gonna rock the shoulders past your hands, bend the elbows, clip them into your side ribs, drop and hover as if you're gonna drink from a creek. Inhale, lengthen your arms back up a little, table. Exhale, come forward, Ashtanga Pranayama. Inhale, push up slightly back. Good, exhale, coming forward and down. One more, inhaling up. Exhale, dip down, and then you're gonna slither through, straightening out your back legs. And you're gonna stay on your pubic bone and hip bones. Once you stretch out through your legs, draw your heels a little closer together. Notice how that changes up the buttocks. Shoulders roll back and slowly lift Bhujangasana Cobra. Breathe. Affirm, I rise joyfully to greet each new opportunity. Exhale, lower the face but hover. Curl the back toes, pluck up the back knees. Shoulders roll back. Feel free to lift through plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pausing here in Adho Mukha Svanasana. Stretching out through the spine, lifting high through your sits bones. One more deep breath. Inhale, lift your left leg skyward. Exhale, step the foot all the way forward and through between your hands. Come to the tips of the middle fingers. Lengthen through the sternum. Look out with your eyes. Good. Springboard the back foot forward. Fold down and in. Uttanasana. Tip your weight slightly forward towards your toes. Try to straighten out your legs. Unless you need to bend the knees for therapeutic reasons. Replenish the face, the sensory organs, the pineal and pituitary glands in the head. Affirming as you hold, nothing and no one on this earth can hold me down or back. Root down to the soles of the feet, sweep the arms to your sides and up, overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bring hands home sweet home to the heart. All right, landing line down through your right leg and foot, picking up the left knee, flexing through the ankle. Try to be mindful not to tuck the tailbone. When you're ready, you're stepping back, displaying the arms wide apart, gazing down to look at your alignment on the front leg. The knee to the ankle, the toes pointed forward, and really push down through the mound of that big toe so that you're engaging your inner quad, inner knee. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, folding down. Continue, inhaling up. Exhale, forward and down. One more. Inhale, arms up. Good, exhale, bend the back knee, hands to the heart. Feel that extra stretch in your foot, through the iliopsoas, through the back quads. Exhale, bending the knee. Inhale, drawing up. Exhale, bending the knee. Good, inhale, draw it back up overhead. Lower the hands to the mat. Step back, flying plank. Shoulder, elbows, wrists aligned, core engaged. Good, bring your right knee down, bring your left knee down. All right, here we go. Rock forward, lower down, Ashtanga Pranam, like you're gonna kiss the ground, but then inhale, push right back up. Exhale, you're coming forward, sits bones stay in mid-air. Inhale, press back up. Elbow squeeze to the side body. Building some upper body strength and awareness. When you're ready, drop back down, slither through, Bhujangasana. Take the time to really activate your legs, feet, glutes, shoulders back, heart high. Notice how the heels want to flop out, and that'll loosen up the glutes a little bit. So work from your tail all the way up. Think of your feet as being the extension of your tailbone. Exhale, drop and hover your face. Inhale, curl your toes, lift your knees, lift plank. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Creating this inverted shape with your body. And let your neck Relax and hang between the arms. Try to see how much height you can gain through your seat, even if your knees are bent. It is possible. On your next inhale, you're lifting the right leg up this time. Exhale, swing that foot through. Come to the tips of the fingers. Lengthen out through the vertebrae. Shine your heart forward. Good. When you're ready, springboard the back foot to join your right. And go ahead and drop down and in. Feel free to give a little nod or bobble to your head. Allowing that blood flow to flush to the crown of your head. Monitor your breathing. Gain mastery over it. And on your next inhalation, root your feet, sweep the arms to your sides and up overhead. And then exhale, bring hands down to the heart. All right, we're gonna keep this rolling. Ground down through your left foot again. Inhale, lift your right knee. Hold, breathe. Version of Padangusthasana A. All right, this time, when we step back with the right foot, we're gonna ground the back heel to the sticky mat. Separate your hands and drive into your Virabhadrasana 1. All right, so already you should feel more stable because both feet are now firmly planted on the ground. So from here, exhale, wing your arms, open your heart. Inhale, re-lift the top of the head with the fingertips. Exhale, hang back, open the gates of the heart. Inhale. Exhale. All right, notice this back bend before we get out. We're not doing anything with the tailbone, right? Pelvis is neutral. Inhale, bring the arms up. We're gonna change it to a different pose. Different instruction. Hands together, elbows wide. All right, so it's gonna probably look similar, but it's different. This time we do tuck the tailbone. Good. This time we lift through the floating ribs. We puff up the chest and hang the head back. So it's a different approach to the back bend. This is called the standing backward bend. And the affirmation that goes with this pose is I am free. I am free. The ultimate love language of yoga sets us up to experience inner freedom and outer liberation. Exhale, release your hands, plant them down, spin off your back heel, left foot, flying plank. Good. Make sure your head is moving forward, your neck is nice and long. All right, lower both knees. When you're ready, rock forward, lower down, Ashtanga. All right, so it's okay if your belly is not totally suctioning in here. Okay, that's not really an instruction that comes with this. If we do half chaturanga, yes, core work. But with this one, it's okay. Because we're keeping the hips up and bringing the heart down. Last one. We got it so heated, the air is already on. Inhale, come up, cobra. Set yourself up for as long as you need to. And breathe. Isn't up dog so much easier than cobra? That's why everybody wants up dog. Lower, curl the toes, myself included. The knees. Push up. Good. Exhale, down dog. If your feet went wide, you can always slim them back up. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, swing it through between the hands. Come to that lunge as if you're about to sprint forward. But then we just step forward and bow out. plug your feet firmly down into your sticky mat. Feel the difference in your muscles through your legs. And inhale, come up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Samastiti. All right, same sequence, different side. Left knee lifts. Ankles flexed. Balance and breathe. The hands can stay at the heart when we step the left foot back because we need to root that heel and solidify it down. And then we build up. Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, hang back, expand your wingspan here. Inhale, lift your head, lift your hands. Exhale, back bend. Good, one more. Neutral pelvis here. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands together. Elbows wide. Now, a little bit more meticulous, different pose, different alignment. Tuck the tailbone. Engage the left side of your glutes especially. Lift through your floating or base ribs. Puff up your chest and then open your throat. Look up towards the ceiling. And breathe. Affirming, I am free. Feel the sovereignty inside. I am free. Exhale, hand sweep. Ground down, spin off the back heel. Right foot, flying plank. Stay committed. Right knee down, left knee joins. Ashtanga Pranam. Inhale, press up. These are our last Ashtanga Pranams, by the way. If that makes you happy, smile. We're doing 5 sets. So really we've done 20 with the 4 sun cells. All right, after the 5th, slither through cobra, strong back. We're strengthening those erector muscles. That'll give us better posture. And if you still don't have good posture, but you have a strong back, you need to strengthen your core. The two work together. All right, lower, curl the toes, inhale, build up, plank. Exhale, down back. Walk the heels a little closer. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, swing it forward. Refine your alignments. Then step to the front. Drop on in. Remember, this should be a more cooling position. It doesn't feel that way the first couple of Uttanasanas we take. But hopefully by now you're starting to experience that effect. Inhale, root down and come up. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, we got 2 more sun cells. So we're gonna start standing on the left leg again. Hands to heart. Right knee floats up. I'll never forget the first time I started doing this in yoga. I was watching football, and it happened to be the Patriots playing, and I saw Tom Brady doing this on the sidelines. I was like, what? All right, we're going back to airplane. So this is what he was doing. He was lifting the knee, going into airplane. All right, we're gonna softly set the back foot to the floor. And then what I want you to think about is turning your wings towards the windows, bringing your torso up, and turning the right toes to face the windows, all right? Did you feel that turn? Turn of the foot, turn of the hip, turn of the trunk. Good, now spread open through your thighs and hips. Flip your hands open, warrior 2. Good, turn to face the windows, lift the arms, straighten the front leg. Exhale, turn your head gaze down the left fingertips as you lunge the knee, warrior 2. Good, inhale, straighten up. Good, exhale, lunge it in. One more. All right, from here, you're gonna hook your right arm under your left, eagle arms. You're going to begin to turn your torso, but you're gonna be somewhat blocked, right, with your back legs positioned. So when you start to turn, you're actually stepping the right foot a fraction of the way forward so that you can lift it up eventually, cross it over your standing leg at the front of your mat to form the full eagle pose. Affirming at the center of life's storms, I choose to be calm and serene. All right, we're still gonna go through our vinyasa with that. So slowly unwrap the arms, push out through the right foot again, airplane. Bring the hands down, step your right foot down. Take your left foot back, flying plank. Exhale to flying chaturanga. Inhale, land the foot, build to up dog. Exhale, roll it back to down dog. And here we are again. Gaze back towards that space in between your feet. Playing your breath. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, swing it to the front of the mat. Bring the back foot forward. Lower in. We got one more, sun's out. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, Samasthiti. All right, here we go. Ground your right foot. Lift your left knee. Finding your stability first. Drishti helps. When you're ready, fly. Lunge the front knee, tiptoe the back foot down. When you swirl the heel down, keep turning your torso, keep lifting it up, and turn your left toes towards the opposite side wall. So I'll give you a moment just to refine anything that maybe didn't land properly. Expand open through your hips. Good, flip your hands now open. And then from here, inhale, look at the painted wall as the arms lift up. And as you exhale, look towards the front wall as you lunge back in. Two more. Flowing with breath. Good, now left arm hooks under the right. It's okay if the hands don't intertwine together. At least hook the elbows. When you start to turn and feel that resistance, go ahead and hop the back foot, turning the toe slightly, and that will give you more of an advantage to hook the left leg over the right. Good, take it to any degree that you want. That feels good and inviting, appropriate. Unwrap, fly in. Bring it down. Right foot flying plank. All right, our last vinyasa. Flying chaturanga, one foot off the floor. Both feet on the floor to build the up dog. Curl the toes underneath your navel center to roll back to down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step it through. Look out with your eyes. Step it forward. Drop into Uttanasana. Inhale all the way to the top. And exhale, hands to hearts. All right, we're gonna do something a little crazy. It's not that crazy. But we're gonna be grounded on the left foot. We'll just do it instead of me demoing. Catch your right foot behind you with your right hand, big toe side. Left arm up. Dancing Shiva. Inhale, you're coming up, using your left hand to catch the right knee. Then the right arm lifts over and you spin to the right. Balance and breathe. Good, inhale, right arm up. Exhale, catch that foot behind you again. Lift the left arm. Dancing Shiva. And release. Whew. Now you know why I called it a little crazy. Whenever we're moving from one balancing pose to the next, it really requires your utmost attention. All right, ground that right foot towards its station in place. Catch your left foot. Raise the right arm. Dancing Shiva when you're ready. Inhale, coming up. Catch the left foot in front. Move the right arm up to the ear. That will help to lengthen the spine before you twist to the left. Right arm up. Exhale, catch the back foot. When you're ready, dancing Shiva. That's not so good today. You need to exit, you exit. Done with that. Okay. That was making me irritated on the second side. Like, man. Okay, let me think about this really quick because I want to, yes, we're gonna start standing on the right side. So up till now, we began on the left. This one, we're beginning on the right for a good purpose. So spread out the toes. Hands to hearts. All right, and we're just gonna go right into Dakasana airplane. To bring the hands down to blocks or floor, to bow over the standing leg, to shoot up through the left foot, you are scissoring the leg up so that left hip is spiraling open. Breathe here. All right, keep your right heel firmly on the floor, but as you exhale, bend both knees and kind of crunch in. And then inhale, press down to the right foot, lift up through your left foot, standing split. Good, exhale, curl in. One more, inhale, expand, lengthen. Good, exhale. When you crunch in this time, bring your left foot over towards the right side of your mat. And then keep bending the knee so it lands to the floor. Use your hands to walk back and step the right foot over if you can ground the right side of your seat. If you're still lifted, bring the foot over and drop down. Can go either way. Okay, Ardha Matsyendrasana. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, twist to the right. Might get a good pop through your spine even. See if you can stand on the right big toe mound. Because when you do that, it's going to rock the knee in more towards your heart. Close your eyes a moment. I want you to make this affirmation meaningful. I want you to give your light and love over towards those in Canada having to escape the wildfires, those in Maui who are dealing with the wildfires, those in the Mojave Desert dealing with the wildfires, or any other place dealing with war, famine, and affirming, I radiate my love, goodwill, compassion to soul friends everywhere. Now unwind from that twist. You're going to heel toe the right foot over. So now you're on the outer edge of the right foot and the leg is draping, not necessarily standing. If this hip opener doesn't work for you, you can do Baddha Konasana, butterfly. You can do a sitting position, a cross-legged position, any type of hip opener, okay? Lift up through your crown. Exhale, walk it forward and out. And let your weight just sink. Close your eyes and nourish yourself with breath. What are you holding and storing here? I'll slowly start to come back up. Now, we're all going to stand the right foot on the inside of that left knee, or if you're in cross-legged position, just stand your right foot over to the right side of the mat. Because we're gonna rock up, use our hands to lift the left leg again, stand split. All right, now walk your fingertips forward or hands to blocks. Lengthen out through your spine, lift up to your chest, come to airplane. And then lower the left foot and stand up. All right, that was fun. Hands to prayer. Stack and stand on your left leg. When you're ready, airplane. When you're ready, dip the fingertips down to blocks or floor. Lower the head towards the knee. Scissor the right leg up, up, up in the air. Try not to lift your left heel if you can. Bend the knees and scrunch in. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, stretch. One more, inhale, extend. Exhale, we're gonna land the right foot over towards the left side of the mat. We're gonna slowly dip down towards the right knee and then walk one or two hands back to lower our seats. That foot can cross over or it can stay to the inside. So either way. Lift up energetically. Twist to your left. Close your eyes. Then consider the people who have been flooded, getting lots of rain, water damage, pockets throughout the globe. Make this meaningful. I radiate my love, goodwill, compassion to soul friends everywhere, especially these places. Exhale, unwind. All right, heel toe that left foot over. For Gomukhasana legs or shoelace legs. If that doesn't work, create your own hip opening position. All right, lift up and fold down. done a mainly standing practice today. I'm just realizing we started off on the floor and we're briefly coming to the floor, but we're building right back up in a moment. Some traditions like Iyengar will make you stick to standing postures to the point where you can finally do the seated posture. So if you struggle with seated postures, maybe try their philosophy. I'm not that lineage, so I don't know firsthand. But maybe you should have a personal practice at home, which is standing poses, standing poses, standing poses, and see if that helps your seated positions. Inhale, bring yourselves back up. We're gonna stack the left foot over towards the left side of the mat. And we're gonna use the hands to come forward, lifting the right leg, in from the hip, standing split. And then the hard part is defying gravity, coming back to airplane. So maybe lower the right leg a smidge and walk your hands out and reach through your chest. And maybe that will give you enough levity to lift and fly. And then landing your right foot, your arms beside. Okay, one more pose. I'm tired now. If you have a blanket, you may want a blanket. If you have a pad that you use for your knees, you could actually use that for your head too. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of double fold my mat a little bit. And then if you're wondering, well, what are we doing? Tripod headstand is where we're headed. If you don't do tripod headstand, if you shouldn't be on your neck whatsoever, do supported bridge. Because supported bridge is not gonna be a lot for your neck. Okay, so tripod headstand, once you have enough cushion for the head, if you need that extra, I want you to be aware that it really should be an equilateral triangle, and it should work like a tripod. It's really a critical piece. Now, remember when we were working with the arms, Ashtanga Pranam, Ashtanga Pranam, Ashtanga Pranam, it was for a good reason. Because remember, I kept saying, knit your elbows in, scrape your side body. I kept bringing different instruction in. The same thing applies here, even though we're not touching our side. So watch the difference here. I am going to give you a visual for this so you can see it. Your hands, shoulder distance. Your head, much more beyond the fingertips. All right, then, when we tuck the toes, before we prop the knees, see how my elbows are flying out? You see it? Mm-hmm. We need to scrape them in, right? That's the Ashtanga Pranam arms. Then it's stable to keep the knees up. And if you want to do something a little fun today, you can crisscross, land where we were, and you can come forward, lift up, crisscross. If you just want to do something different. And if you don't want to do anything different, just be in the inversion. So, I'm gonna lift up. Yes. Hands here, head here.
I'll just make sure I was.
Oh, gotcha.
That's
That's
so
true.
good. No, it's never.
Okay, before you go up, I want you to come on in. And the reason why is, I'm gonna measure where your head was, okay? Your head was here. And your fingers is here, so really, you don't need to move your hands. Just like more for, yes, and then when you come to the top of your head, now you can see your fingertips, right?
Yeah, that's what we need, something. The toes go all forward.
Yep, and if that's all you do, great. But at least you're in the right alignment. Activate your core. Anybody have questions or one spot? Now, that was beautiful, and you had it,
Yeah. But I have to come back
but you
down.
but you couldn't get your legs all the way up because of where your head was.
So your fingers were here and your head was here, so really your head.
And I think you'll be able to straighten up more. Now your legs are up higher. And then I'm gonna hold your sacrum and just lift them up more. There's your vertical line. But you were leaning even more when your head was closer to the hands. Good, now, you can come back down. Awesome, yes, thank you, beautiful. That made me nervous. You are.
I know.
You don't want to kick up.
I just want to wait for one of the violins.
Are you trying to bypass coming to your elbows first? Okay, if you do that in that position, it's easier when the legs are splayed wide open.
I
Like,
just can't lift off my arms. Like once I'm settled on my arms, I can't lift up.
oh, you
my arms.
can't lift your legs.
Right, once they're on that. I feel like I just get straight.
There's just
I can feel
one
like
little
I can
component
almost
you're
rise
missing
up.
then, because I know you've got the strength for it.
Yeah. That's a trust issue.
Thank you.
Just roll out, if you fall, jump out, I'm not gonna hurt yourself.
Even if I fall toward the
If you
wall.
fall-
If you fall, if you start to fall out, or touch your chin to your chest.
You're just gonna roll, it's not gonna hurt. It's a trust issue. Just go for it.
Now I'm like,
It's okay, you got it. Oh, almost.
Dude.
I bet you could do that, like, okay, when I was a kid, when we would do tripod, the next thing is that, like, what she's doing, class her hands and whatnot, so your knees are on your, then push through your shoulders, block it out, and lift your head forward, so you're all supported on your arms with your knees up. You could do that, do that with body strength.
I don't want to take this whole class. I'll get it right up there.
it's time to dress. As the back row is demonstrating already. Front row's like still engaged, just do more. All right, so we're gonna start off Shavasana with the left hand over the heart, the right hand on the belly for a little bit of that physical touch. And see if you're in agreement with me that yoga can provide somebody's love languages. Just allow your awareness. Focus on the flow of your breathing, movement under your hands. And I want you to consider today creating your own affirmative statement to use during Shavasana. For instance, if you're struggling with maybe some silent health issues, maybe you can say internally, I am healthy, reaching for what you want to attain. If you've been struggling making a choice or a decision, maybe turning that affirmation into I am wise and can practice discernment with my wisdom. So personalize your affirmation according to you, your life, your experience. And if you'd like to take the hands elsewhere at this point, you can, or they can certainly remain. Oh, that personalized affirmation that will bring your mind 3 more times. Slowly begin to deepen your breath and to awaken a little movement. Eventually exiting out from this pose, forming a seat. Sitting upright. Joining your hands together in prayer. Light in me acknowledges, respects, and bows to the beautiful light in each of you. Guys, showing up today.
Thank you.